Joining us through a young lifetime. We're going to talk about probably two of the most contentious issues around the world, and specifically also here in the Philippines, identity and politics. Joining us, please welcome Liza Dino. I'm going to say Liza Seguerra. Liza Dino and Aiza Seguerra. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for inviting us. Hi, everybody.
They invited you. I'm just
I got
yeah, I'm just your bodyguard.
Hindi. Fate.
So fate, defining who you are. Again, identity is so critical, so visceral, these two issues that I want to ask you about, right? Defining who you are is actually, in your case, took a lot of courage. How do you, well, I guess especially in the society that we grew up in, how did you deal with this? Each step of the way, first in terms of coming out, then coming together. You did all of this in the last few years.
Alam mo siguro, sorry, nagtatagalog ako Mas,
Sure.
Mas nakaka-express ako pag Tagalog eh.
Oo, sige.
Siguro lumaki lang talaga ako na hindi ko kayang maging plastic. Hindi ko kaya magpaka-plastic sa sarili ko, especially sa mga taong nasa paligid ko. And yun, I just want to be truthful, I want to live truthfully. And that's what made me talagang stand up and say na, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And siguro, nakatulong din yung, diba, of course, I started as an actor, as an actress pa nun. Started as an actress when I was 3. And then, syempre, alam naman natin that, of course, as a child actor, you go through this awkward stage. And nakatulong yung awkward stage na yun sa akin for me to realize na ang mundong ginagalawan ko, ang show business, ay hindi permanente. Na parang, doon ako naging matatag na parang, why am I gonna give up who I am for people who will probably leave me pag nakakita na sila ng mas pogi, mas maganda, mas magaling kumanta. So, all I have is myself. Sabi kong ganun. And yun yung naging driving force ko to just, okay, I'm gonna be me. If you like me, thank you. If you don't, sorry, but this is who I am.
Show business is a very uncertain,
Yes.
insecure industry, right? It's a tough one. Were you worried when you decided to come
Well, of course, I was very worried kasi, okay, the coming out happened accidentally. I did an interview and then parang tinanong yun eh. Pero syempre ako, nandun pa ako sa, I will...
You're very careful.
No, not, parang ano ako, I will not deny, I will not confirm. Pero parang when they edited the video, lumabas na parang nag-come out ako. So, that was the time na papalabas yung album ko na pagdating ng panahon. So, I was so scared. Kasi para sa akin, oh my God, this is another chance of, parang because of this, and alam ko naman na parang sobrang medyo touchy na issue nga to.
Yeah.
So, takot ako. Especially during that time, 2001. So, I was so scared talaga. And then, of course, I had a meeting with yung marketing namin and promotions. Pero nagulat ako. Kasi I was expecting the worst, na talagang wala. Parang ito na yon, bye-bye career. Pero, nagulat din ako. And dun din ako, isa rin doon sa mga nag-drive sa akin to just be who I am. Because despite of that, yung sales ng album ko mataas. Yung request ng song ko na pagdating ng panahon sa radio, ang grabe. Grabe yung traffic ng kanta. Sabi ko, wow, pwede pala. Alam mo yung pwede pala na makikita ka ng tao, hindi sa kung ano yung nasa labas, pero kung ano yung pwede mong ibigay sa kanila. So, sabi ko, okay. And then, yun, nagtuloy-tuloy na. Sabi, nangatawan ako na. Sabi ko, yeah.
So funny, because ako naman, it's a total opposite.
I'm going to say,
Ever since I started in being part of the industry, I've been very insecure. Even when I started when I was 18 years old, and I had a boyfriend. Actually, doon ko nakilala si Aiza, and he's an actor. So I've always been known as the actor's girlfriend. And then naghiwalay kami. I became a beauty queen, and at the time I was big, and that was my motivation. Parang para pumayat ako mag-beauty queen, para sumali ako ng beauty pageant. So I've lived my life always trying to lagi akong may insecurities. And even when I entered show business, I think I lived through that. And that's the beautiful thing when I met Aiza. Kasi even, and this is like me already taking that journey. I became an indie actress. I became part of GMA7. I was one of the actors in the artist talent pool. Even at the time that I was already exposing myself to doing serious films and really knowing that this is my passion, I have always had a lot of insecurities. Parang, I'm not that beautiful. Hindi, parang maganda ako pero hindi ako pang lead. Okay ka pero hindi ka ganun ka. Laging may ganon. Laging may kulang.
It's a tough industry.
Yeah,
diba?
so parang I never seem to find, to have found my sweet spot. Parang laging, I'm trying to catch up. And until I found myself in indie films. That's where I was able to realize na, oh, this is my path. I'm able to flesh out scenes, roles that are so unconventional. And I found myself there. It became like a home for me, na parang I'm able to live out, it became like an extension of myself. But I moved to the US, and then I came back here again. So andun pa rin, parang I told Aiza, parang I'm not the type of person who will reveal about my private life, about my relationships. And yun yung parang talagang natutunan ko sa kanya kasi sobrang yung pagiging carefree ni Aiza, yung
Carefully ako?
yeah.
What?
Yung as in like how he's saying it na parang I am who I am. Take it or leave it. I will maglalakad siyang naka-tsinelas, nag-concert siyang naka-tsinelas, naka-t-shirt. I mean, who does that? Diba? Everybody's laging may ganun. It's all about performance. There's always that part of you that's, merong persona. So, that's what I discovered about myself, that I don't have to feel insecure. I can just be myself, and I'm just following on how we're starting to, parang how we reveal ourselves to each other, and even sa public, and even during the yung mga first few weeks na we got together, ang dami ko pa rin insecurities. Parang,
I can imagine what that
Yeah, as in,
everybody's-
naalala ko.
bawat lumabas na picture,
Yeah.
ang dami kong friends na hindi nagla-like. Yun na yung ngayon yung basis, di ba? Oh my God, my friends are not liking my picture. And I'm hearing a lot of stories na they're all talking behind my back.
So there was a time na bago lang kami noon. So yun, nag-start na nga kami mag-post ng picture sa Instagram. So parang, di ba, yun yung, sa panahon ngayon, yun yung parang, yes, we're seeing each other. Pero since yun nga, daming mga friends na parang medyo, hindi naman ayaw, pero yung parang naninibago. Nag-ano kami for a time, nagkaroon kami ng private account kasi
Just for us.
yeah, because parang
Just so we can post our picture kasi we like seeing each you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we like posting, like nice stuff for each other, ganyan. So parang
Making the decision to publicly come out together.
siya yan.
That's what were your fears? How did it? Are you happy with the way? Was it what you expected? I guess.
No, it was September. Aiza had a show. Aiza had a concert. So we got together in March. So we've been together already for ilang months na rin. But we chose to not be so public about it because I was just getting into show business again. I had a soap and all of that. But, he was really sick that night. His voice, he lost his voice. And
I remember this
yun
now.
yun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, grabe.
I just wanted to show that I'm there regardless. And there was a time where I was going back and forth backstage and front. And then he surprised me na parang kumanta siya nung araw gabi. And he serenaded me. So the camera, yung camera na punta sa akin, and that was the first time na na-reveal na kaming dalawa. So
you didn't think about it. It wasn't planned. It
No.
wasn't. You just did.
No, I just wanted to sing for her. Kasi lagi yun every time na mag-gig ako, ever since we got together, lagi ko siya kinakantahan. So, sabi ko, and especially that song, nilagay ko talaga yung song na yun because that's our song. I mean, So sabi ko, kahit ganun yung boses ko, kahit boses palaka, sabi ko,
No.
yeah, it was really bad. Sabi ko, I'm gonna sing for her. It would make me very happy to sing for her. So, kaso ayun, nakita siya sa widescreen. Yeah. So yun na. Nag-start na yung interview, biglang yan na.
Tapos lumabas na siya sa media. And then,
Pinangatawa na namin.
it was more like how we tell Amara. Actually, yun din eh. We have a daughter kasi, di ba?
Yes.
So it's
My gosh.
getting her prepared also on what's
Yeah,
to
yun,
come.
actually yun yung pinaka-maano na part. Talagang inupo namin siya. We told her na, Amara, sabi ko, Mommy and Baba's relationship, a lot of people know about it now. And a lot of people know about it now. So, nire-ready lang namin siya na sabi ko baka may mga tao na hindi nagugustuhan yung relationship namin or hindi nakakaintindi. You know, they might say not so nice things to you. And baka mabully ka nila. So we were just preparing her. Pero so far, sobrang grabe siya, grabe yung comprehension niya. And she's like, I mean, if it's okay with me, why, I mean, it should be okay with them, di ba? With them. Na parang, I'm cool with it. Di ba? Ano pakialam nila? So, okay.
It's been a while. The best and the worst reactions at that time.
Oh yeah. Still, hanggang ngayon, nandun pa rin, nangyayari pa rin yan.
Every day is a journey. Every day is a new experience. And we just take it by the day. Minsan, kasi kami, you know, sometimes we get so oblivious of what's happening around. Even if people think na it's so public, you know. When I write my posts for Aiza, it's because I want Aiza to read it. When he writes for me, it's because he wants me to read it. And we're both competitive. So, pagalingan kami
Kunyari,
ng
magsusulat ako ng ganyan kahaba. Grabe, susulat niya, ganun kahaba. Sabi ko, wow, talaga.
So, little did we realize na talagang it's becoming, yun, parang a lot of people are sharing the experience. At the time, pang nagkaroon kami ng parang supporters na kasi they follow our love story. So it was like an
It was
indirect...
all on Rappler, right?
Yes, that
you,
journey. So, but yeah, we take it by the day all the time. And it's gone from really good times to like really worse times.
Well, let me ask you about some of that. You live it on social media. You live in a very public manner. And you've seen, well, the cyberbullying, lessons from that. I mean, you've lived through certain things.
Yeah.
How do you change people's lives? How do you ask for more tolerance?
Actually, sa totoo lang, no, nung una, hindi talaga ako fan ng social media. Alam mo yun, like, as much as possible, kung pwedeng private lang kami, parang syempre living my life, I mean, in public for most of my life.
You've been in the public eye.
Yeah, so parang ako
Child
parang,
star, diba?
Pero parang, siguro ang nagbago ng isip ko about it was yung madami mang bullies, pero ang dami rin kaming nakukuha messages na we inspire them to come out, inspire them na...
Those random messages
yeah.
that you get saying na couples sila that they chose to live their lives outside of the country because of how people judge them.
Minsan makakasalubong namin, sasabihin niya, grabe, sasabihin niya mga kwento nila.
Hahawakan nila yung kamay namin
Thank
and just
you,
say
thank
thank you for allowing us to be ourselves and for inspiring us that we can celebrate who we are despite of, you know, people not accepting our gender. So for me, I always tell Aiza nga, if we can inspire one or two people with the way we choose to live our lives, then
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. Kahit na ang dami-dami mo ring bashers, parang hindi yan, it doesn't matter anymore. Ito yun eh. You live for these people.
Yeah.
And I hope that, you know,
Pero syempre ano pa rin, somehow tuloy, minsan ano pa rin, napipikon pa rin ako minsan. Pero more of, napipikon ako dahil ayokong tinitira yung asawa ko. Nagagalit ako nun. Doon ako naiinis. Pero pag tukol sa akin, I'm so used to it, you know. I eat hate culture breakfast.
How do you deal with it?
Siguro kasi talagang lumaki nga ako sa industriya na ang daming
Galing
ganito.
yan.
You can shut it
Sobra.
off.
Yeah, ganun
Kaya
ako.
niya
Kaya ko
mag-shut
mag-zone out. Kaya wala akong pakialam sa inyong lahat.
So it's so rare nga na minsan may mga times na affected siya. ako pa yung nagugulat, wow, affected ka. You're actually affected.
PMS lang yun.
Kasi remember, there was this one time, sabi ko nga sa'yo, parang revelation lagi sa amin, every time na may mga, paano kami natuto sa social media, doon ako natuto mag-curate ng post, doon ako natuto na gamitin yung social media for advocacies. It's because of our everyday experience. There was this one time we went for our honeymoon. So, na-stuck sila dun sa word na honeymoon. So, we got these bashing left and right. Eh, syempre, we're enjoying our time. So, Diyos ko naman, love, nakakalungkot naman to. Parang, that they got stuck with the word. Parang hindi na sila dun sa...
Hindi na nakalampas.
Ando kami sa, ang ganda-ganda ng lugar na nandun kami. They can just be happy for us. And, you know, so, ako, I get hurt pa rin talaga. It still takes
So, doon ako siguro naapektuhan. Pag siya yung naapektuhan. Kasi sa like what I told you kanina, sabi ko, kung ako lang yung walang problema. Pero doon ako, siya kasi yung soft spot ko eh. So kapag nakikita ko talaga na, syempre ako yung best friend niya. Ako yung sasabihan niya ng problema. Ako yung sasabihan niya ng nararamdaman niya. Syempre, ako parang hindi lang kasama, parang, alam mo yun, parang, and I think that's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
Parang, gusto mo rin pumatol kasi nasasaktan ako for her.
But ako mismo naramdaman ko rin yung journey ko. Before, yung mga first few months, every single comment, iyak ako ng iyak. After nun, nararamdaman ko na nai-immune ako. I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, na parang nadidesensitize ka talaga. But now, you pick the things that, parang mas tanggap mo na siya. Mas alam mo na, pagdating sa mga Bible verses, okay,
Normal na yan.
normal na siya. But siguro it's when people I'm close to and people I know who are saying things na medyo below the belt, doon yung masakit.
Meron bang
kilala
ganun
ko
sa
kanila.
mga yan?
Hindi, yung mga kakilala natin ng mga tao na parang
kala ko.
thinking differently about us.
In terms of what you've lived through now, I mean, do you think that you talked about the impact you've had on other people? Do you think you've changed society's values in some way?
Sana.
Do you see any signs of how?
Yes, well, ako siguro more than anything, kunyari, naglalakad ako, tapos makikita ko yung, syempre, mga lolo-lola na expected ko talagang, pupunta ka sa hell, Aiza. Pero ito yung, naku, tuwang-tuwa kami sa inyo mag-asawa. Nung kinasal kayo, kilig na kilig.
Sa airplane.
Oo, sa aeroplano. Ang gano'n, parang, and more than anything, ako,
Pinagdadasal ko kayong dalawa, kayo maging matapang kayo, kaya nyo yan, you know.
So nakakatuwa. And ako, ito na mga asawa ko, ewan ko, meron siyang parang lure na sa mga tao na bigla na lang mag-open up sa kanya ng mga kung ano-anong bagay. Like, so nakakatuwa because like Liza, nasa aeroplano siya. Tapos biglang yung katabi niya sa plane, meron palang son, kunyari, or daughter na lesbian. So,
Or gay.
So, mag-open up sa kanya. So, parang magkakaroon ng...
And they would ask for us to meet them personally and to have lunch so that we can explain to them, you know, who we are as people and how they can learn to accept their children. So, I would get messages like that from mga parents na having a hard time dealing with it, na sila mismo nararamdaman nila sa sarili nila that they're hampering their kids' freedom. And in turn, lumilipat ng bahay, ayaw nang tumira sa bahay nila, and nasasaktan sila. Pero every time lumalabas sa bibig nila is magpakalalaki ka or dapat so
Yeah.
it's hard also for them.
Right,
It's
right.
just a matter of probably knowing some. Ito kasi medyo disarming dahil siguro kilala nila kami, mas makaka-relate sila. So nakakatuwa yung mga ganung stories.
I'll switch it. You both campaigned for President Duterte. Mayor Duterte is an interesting man. I wrote about how he's a man of contradictions. You both
I
have
believe that.
a man
Very
of contradictions. So he's a self-confessed. He's sexist in many ways, and I know that women, for example, some women have said that he's a misogynist. You both represent marginalized communities in many ways. How do you put this together with our president?
Well, despite that, meron siya mga tinawag na bakla. Yung contradiction nun is we're here.
Yes.
So,
Hindi lang yun. Like in Davao, di ba? The anti-discrimination ordinance. I'd rather have that contradiction kaysa yung masyado nga siyang mabulaklak sa pananalita pero wala namang protection yung mga kapatid nating LGBT sa Davao. You know what I mean? I'd
Yes.
rather na sometimes, because I think ako, sa basa ko sa kanya, at sabi rin ng mga kaibigan namin, he thinks with his mouth. Nag-iisip siya, pero sinasabi na niya, iniisip niya.
And siguro yung background niya, he's 71 years old, patriarchal society, yung kinalakihan niya, and he's set in his ways. May kwento nga si Aiza about
Yeah.
yung mommy ni si Mommy Karing.
My mom, kasi
about
my mom
the
is
word
75. And nasa biyahe kami nung naalala ko. Tapos nagkikwentuhan kami tungkol sa kanyang dating love life, ganyan. Tapos sabi niya na parang,
Shinare na natin.
sorry mama,
Mami!
bakit, tanong ko, ba't kasi nagkatuluyan? Naku, hindi ako kaya panindigan, bakla kasi. So, syempre, advocate ako eh. Galit na galit ako, talaga nag-away kami.
Nasa car kami noon, and talagang si Aiza, love, don't be defensive.
Sabi ko, hindi porke bakla, walang paninindigan. Syempre.
Huwag mong gagamitin yung word na yon. And
So, my mama was so cool. Teka, sandali. Aiza, sandali. Sabi niya gano'n, ba't ka ba nagkagalit? Nung panahon namin, kapag ang tawag sa taong duwag, ang tawag sa ay bakla. Yun lang yun. So, ako naman, tumahimik ako. Sa isip ko nga, kung talagang ang nanay ko ay bigot, ba't niya ako mahal? Ba't niya mahal si Liza? Ba't niya ako tanggap ng buong buo? Ba't niya tanggap ang mga kaibigan ko? Nang walang pag-aalinlangan.
And minsan nga, meron pa siya na, alam mo, kahit na ganyan ka. Alam mo, yung mga ganong words.
But, yun eh.
You know, it's because meron talaga silang ganong,
It's values of a generation.
Oo, yun na eh.
Parang
Yun
ganun,
na
di ba?
talaga.
Yes, generasyon na to na ang layo na sa atin. Ang layo-layo na sa atin.
and hindi mo na sila pwedeng turuan. Hindi na pwedeng Soji 101 sa kanila. Kasi parang, eto na.
So, siguro ako, doon na lang, more than anything, yun na nagmamatter sa akin, yung actions mo. Ngayon, kung talagang may, kunyari, gano'n na siya magsalita, pero ginagawa pa niyang pambabastos din sa mga LGBT,
Yes.
talagang ibang usapan na to. Pero baliktad eh. Nagsasalita siya, pero yung pagtulong niya sa LGBT at ang laking bagay yung anti-discrimination ordinance na yun.
Yes.
At pag talaga sa amin, sa posisyon na ito, I think ako yata yung unang trans man na nasa, na naging undersecretary. So, ang laking bagay nun.
Oh, yes.
Diba?
Pero it's a statement.
It's a statement.
Diba? Of
So,
how inclusive he is and how diverse and how much he respects diversity.
Yes.
Siguro, mas mapapadali natin ang buhay natin kung i-redefine natin yung word na bakla pagdating sa kanya. Alam mo yun, kasi talagang yun ang yun ang meaning niya dun eh.
And actually, ginugol ko yan kasi syempre, apektado talaga ako nung sa nanay ko. So, ginugol ko, bakla ganyan. So, nakita ko doon na sila balagtas nun, binakla. Yun yung mga term nila, binakla si ganito. Sabi ko, okay.
Do you think the president can change in the way he speaks? Given that, we've seen it in Davao, right? The RH law was actually implemented in the LGBT rights.
The
But
way he speaks,
do you talk to him about issues like this?
No,
Issues of
no,
identity?
No.
No, not really.
We never had
It's
the
more-
chance to really talk to him na ganyan. It's more of, every time magkikita kami, lagi mabilisan eh.
Tsaka it's more of his intent for the Philippines. Ang talagang siguro what's really apparent every time we see him is how much he loves the Filipinos. I've never seen a man who really reveres the Filipino people like it's parang own child niya. And it's so real and sincere and you just feel his heart. Ganun ako ka-affected every time he talks. And yung pag-kiss niya sa flag, it's like, oh my God, I want to bring back that patriotism in every Filipino. Parang ganun talaga. That's how much he affects.
Let me ask you about the jobs you guys have now. You're in government.
Yes, oh my God.
National. So you
Grabe.
accepted. You're working with this administration, National Youth Commission, the film. I mean, tell us, what do you want to do in your new post?
Well, ako sa National Youth Commission, ang goal ko talaga ay mapalakas ang bawat region hanggang sa grassroots natin. Especially if we're gonna get ready for the federalism na mangyayari sa atin.
You believe in federalism.
Yes,
You think
kasi
that's the right way.
sa atin, iba-iba
Yeah.
tayong kultura
Yeah.
Iba-iba tayo ng mindset, iba-iba tayo ng paniniwala. Hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng cookie cutter policy na kung ano nag-work sa Maynila ay mag-work sa
Yep.
Maguindanao. Hindi pwede. kung ano yung nangyayaring tama sa Cordillera, tamang mangyayari sa Cebu.
Mga IPs.
Ibang-iba.
Okay,
So,
okay.
para sa akin, naniniwala ako na dapat palakasin ang bawat region dahil ang bawat region na nakakakilala kung sino sila.
Yes,
And
very much.
so yun, sa ngayon, actually yung pa lang medyo malaking trabaho na because as it is, maraming kailangan ding mabago in terms of dun sa mandato ni NYC dahil ano kami, ang mandate namin is we're basically a policy-making body and our role is to just, make the policies for the youth at ibabato namin sa iba-ibang ahensya or kung may programa man kami, ay ibabato rin namin sa mga LGUs. Pero para sa akin, kulang yun. Gusto ko, kaya namin mag-implement. Kasi kung aasahan namin ng mga LGUs, aasahan namin ng ibang ahensya, syempre sila mismo, ang dami na nilang iniisip.
Yes.
So if we can implement then these programs for the youth, why not do it?
Fantastic. Lisa,
Well,
yours.
with me, siguro yung pinaka-ultimate dream ko is to unify the entire film industry to work together. Yung mainstream versus indie, the theater owners versus the producers and the filmmakers, and the local film industry versus the audience. I hope that we can come up with a very healthy ecosystem where we can be self-sustaining and we can help each other towards creating a local industry that's thriving and really working together towards progress. Kasi
How would you define progress?
progress for me is if the filmmakers now who are producing and bold enough to do their own films can find a way to not just recoup their investment but prosper and make more films, for the audience to be developed into watching and to have a choice to watch an array of different themes when it comes to the films that they watch. Hindi lang yung ito yung option, ito lang yung andyan sa sinihan. For the theater owners to sila mismo come up with protectionist policies to protect the local industry and the Filipino films and not allow foreign films to conquer yung industry natin. Kasi tayo lang talaga magtutulungan. And of course, for all of us to work together nga, one of the things that I really want to do pa is empower our regional cinemas, regional
Art
communities.
and identity naman, no?
Diba? Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, the FDCP is so Manila-centric. It's very Manila-based. And actually, maganda yung ginawa ni former chair na nagkaroon kami ng cinematheques all over the Philippines in key regions. 5, Iloilo, Baguio, Davao, Zamboanga, and Manila. Meron pa ba ako na-miss? But I think it's time to go to provide ground support, to develop our audience by coming up with workshops, seminars on filmmaking all over the country, year-round programs for them para ma-develop natin itong mga regions na to.
The funding, is it there for something like this?
Yes. It's just have to be appropriated. No. I think, yun na, doon ko nakikita na, pag meron
Ikaw
ka pa
din,
rin
the funding for the things.
sa kanila,
Wala.
I think doon ko nakikita na, pag meron kang vision, and alam mo na ito yung gusto mong direksyon, kaya mong i-weed out muna at i-prioritize kung ano yung dapat mauna. So, right now, I'm getting, ang dami mong pwedeng gawin. Pero ako right now is, kailangan lahat nakakaramdam na merong pag-angat. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And,
yes.
And when it comes to the regional films, I would love for them to tell their own stories in their own dialects, and for us to have a cultural exchange among the different regions. Kasi maganda yung nasimulan with relationship with international communities. That was beautiful, and I've attended international embassy festivals, and they really appreciated the relationships we've established with them. So, for me, of course, being from the community, how can we benefit from that? How can you teach us, bring mentors here for us filmmakers to learn from? Ganyan. Yan yung mga, it's like a dream for me. Pag nagawa ko yan, I'll be happy.
Gosh, more power. I see you using social media again
Yes.
for this, right?
Always. Kasi I realize the reach it has, yung reach niya eh. Sabi nga nila parang, oh, FDCP chair ka na, huwag ka na mag-post-post. I mean, ngayon nga medyo, hindi ko alam, binabalance ko pa siya. I'm sure I've
Yeah,
been
we
picked
live
up
on.
quite.
Yeah.
I'm really madaldal. I'm matapang. Talagang matapang
Very
ako. I speak my mind. But medyo nagtatry akong mag-balance ngayon kasi syempre parang I represent the entire agency na and I want to be able, pero hindi ko talaga kaya minsan.
Do you have to change? Do you think you have to change?
No,
Now
I
that
don't
you're in
think so.
government?
It's just probably, no.
No, direct, kumbaga, ang ano ko lang is,
Thank you. Bukas may post na ako.
no, kumbaga sabi ko lang naman sa kanya is, kumbaga syempre now, she's not just Liza anymore.
But
I know.
But you know what? No, seriously, like, thank you for saying that, Maria. But you know what? This is me, and it will always be me. I just happen to have a position now. I'm just in a position right now to help in a government level. But I really believe I shouldn't change who I am. Ito na nga dumating na tayo dito, babaguhin ko pa ba? If I am really vocal about what I feel, and I feel so...
Okay. Yes.
and I have to stand up for myself,
Of course.
I will. Yeah.
Oh, this is good. You guys have been doing this in the public, right? Look, a criticism that's been thrown against the appointments of President Duterte is that it's a reward for him. How do you deal with that?
Well, ganito lang yan. Ika nga, doon papasok yung, kung alam mo kung anong totoo, you're not gonna be bothered with it. Buy it. Ito yung totoo nangyari dyan eh. So totoo lang, you know, I mean, for the record, we campaigned for the guy because we really believe in him. Niniwala kami na kung ano yung, kunyari ako, kung ako ang nasa posisyon na yon, ito yung mga gagawin ko. Ganun, alam mo yun, and I feel his passion, his heart. At ang puso niya ay para sa mga nakararami. With that being said, after the campaign, so tinanong kami, ng papa niya, di ba? Tinanong kami, so ano, may posisyon kayo? Sabi ko, no. At nung una, sa totoo lang, na-insulto pa kami. Parang, no? Parang, ba't
Anong kala niyo sa amin?
Oo, anong kala niyo sa amin? Parang,
And that was me and my dad talking. Anong kala mo sa amin? We didn't campaign just for edi kayo na lang. You know,
Oo,
kami
parang-
happy kami. He's there, we're happy. We're good. We know we're safe.
So alam mo,
You know what I mean?
plano na kami and everything. Pero nagustuhan ko yung sinabi ni Papa niya. Sabi niya, okay, gusto ko malaman ninyo na iba na ang gobyerno ngayon. Kung gusto niyo ng pagbabago, at kung sa tingin ninyo ay makakagawa kayo ng pagbabago, why not step up?
At bakit hindi kayo ang gumawa nun para sa sarili nyo? Kasi syempre ngayon, ang ganda ng mandato ng presidente. Ayoko ng corrupt. So, siguro during the past administrations, positions is always associated with money and corruption.
Sabi niya sa amin, hindi naman kayo yayaman dito. Well, totoo naman, hindi mo talaga mayayaman dito. Pero yun nga, parang doon ako na-inspire. And I think doon din siya na-inspire na parang, oo nga, feeling ko may magagawa ako. Kesa yung post ako ng post sa Facebook ng, dapat ganito ang ginagawa niyo, dapat ganito ang ginagawa niyo. Now, may opportunity ako to do something.
Like Lisa told us about what she wants to do. What do you want to do? You spoke a little bit about the Youth Commission and what you I guess the advocacies that you want. But what do you see 6 years from now? What do you want to see?
Ako gusto kong makita, sa totoo lang 6 years from now, yung nagsa-thrive ang youth at bumalik na sa kanila yung pagmamahal nila sa bansa.
Yes.
Mawala ang apathy. No? Kumbaga, matatalino ang mga kabataan natin ngayon, pero parang
Sobra.
minsan kulang na din sa EQ.
Yeah.
And siguro ako talaga, I wanna put programs that will inculcate nationalism at the same time
Bring back the culture.
Bring back the culture. Ipasok natin ang arts. Hindi naman puro liga lang dapat, 'di ba? Hindi naman lahat basketball player. Ang daming artists diyan, especially now, ang daming ng avenue to really promote themselves. Ipasok natin ang arts. Ipasok natin ang mga maturuan sila bata pa lang kung paano humawak ng businesses. You know, kumbaga sayang ang dami nating mga kabataan ngayon na ang daming energy, ang tatalino. 'Di ba, bigyan natin sila ng avenue, bigyan natin sila ng pagkakaabalahan para hindi na sila kailangan mag-drugs dahil wala silang ginagawa.
And this is the time. This is the right time. During the Social Agenda Summit last week, it was one of the main thrusts and the main components of nation building and the social agenda is arts and culture. For the first time, after so many years, after so many administrations, nakita ng gobyerno kung gaano kaimportante ang kultura para sumalamin sa buhay ng tao at paano natin magagamit ito para mabalik natin itong identity natin bilang Pilipino. So, napaka-importante.
How would you define that identity today? The two of you have already changed it to a degree. How would you define the Filipino identity today? Even our values are changing, right?
Yes.
Respect, diversity, and siguro being able to see the positive side of things.
Yeah.
Kasi ang nangyayari sa atin, when issues arise, we always look at the negative side of it all the time. And we dwell there. We drown ourselves in there. And it's read. You read it in social media.
Yeah.
And then, next thing you know, hindi mo na alam kung paano ka lalabas doon.
Yeah.
And I think yun yung parang, you find solutions. We had a talk last Saturday with isang, yung sinabi niya, bottom line, just find solutions.
Yeah.
Diba? Ang ganda nung sinabi niya na yun. Kasi, eto tayo, we're blaming each other, nagtuturoan tayo, but anong ginagawa natin? Ito, nare-realize ko ngayon, I've only been working for the last, 6 days? But every time there is an issue coming up, of course, ang daming lumalabas na, of course, mga issues every day, and I attack it head on. I always end up, what are we going to do about it? How do we find solution? Have we done, anong policy na nagawa natin dito? Ay, ma'am, hindi po pwede. No, hindi pwedeng hindi pwede. There is always a way. Now, how do we get there? We have to contend that, no. We don't have to, let's work our way around it so that we can get there. Let's get there. Yun yung I think, medyo, ngayon, we're finding that balance kasi a lot of people get really stuck on the problem. Yun.
Or bureaucracy in the
Yes.
case, in both your
Yes.
cases,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So good luck with the bureaucracy. But
Grabe.
May mandate, cut the red tape. We're gonna
that's
go by
good.
that.
Well, that's fantastic. There's also, though, so much hatred now on social media. How do you deal with it? Any advice for other people?
Kasi, syempre, the way I deal with it, hindi siya, may iba sigurong tao na kayang gawin yun, but like with my wife, hindi niya magawa yung the way I deal with it. Oh. So, I know na nasa tendency talaga ng mga Pilipino yung may masabi lang. You know, gusto natin naririnig ang opinion natin. Pero sana matuto tayo ng responsibilidad at accountability. Kasi hindi natin alam na ang konting bagay na sinasabi natin ay nakaka-apekto ng sobra. Siguro ganito na lang, para sa akin, sasabihin mo ba yung mga sinasabi mo sa social media kapag kaharap mo yung tao? Na sa totoong buhay? Ganyan ka ba magsalita? Bastos ka bang talaga? Mumurahin mo ba? Sasabihin mo, ipaparape kita para maging babae ka? Sa harap niya? Sa harap ko? So parang, hindi porke nasa screen lang tayo, nasa computer tayo, akala natin hindi tayo nakaka-apekto ng tao. That's a wrong thinking. Kasi hindi natin alam that what we put out there
Can damage.
And itong damage
And
ito can be
sometimes
permanent.
can kill people.
Exactly.
A lot of people have committed suicides because of cyberbullying, and it's rampant. It's happening and it's real, and yun.
Yeah. So, yun lang. Kumbaga, sana minsan makita natin ang social media ay, it's a tool to express yourselves. And happy rin na may tool. Meron ng paraan para makapagsalita ang mga taong dating hindi nakakapagsalita.
But let's not hide
Yes.
behind that freedom of expression, because I believe that with freedom always comes responsibility and accountability. Are you willing to be held accountable for the things that you say? If something happens to that person because of how you maligned that person, or how you destroy that person's not even knowing, going out of your way to get to know that person, are you going to take responsibility for it? I don't think so. Diba? So parang, what have we become because of this freedom?
So, minsan doon mo makikita na parang, minsan baka hindi pa talaga tayo, alam mo yun,
Handa.
handa sa
Yung konsepto ng freedom sa atin ay
loose pa.
loose. Oo.
Yun nga, kasi nga, walang
It's very
responsibility at
young and
accountability.
immature.
Yun lang naman yun eh.
There has to be no place for hate, no? I mean, it can't be a place. I'm sorry I took you to but you guys have survived it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've survived it. You continue
And
to
still
survive
And we're
it.
here, and
Yeah.
we're here, and
Has it you've seen the changes of it? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse?
Hindi ko alam kasi, if tatanungin mo ako, siguro kasi, hindi ko alam if it has gotten better kasi manhid na ako. So, but for my wife,
but ako siguro not that it has gotten better. I looked at the better side of it. Na yun nga, we use we use social media as a means to push forward our advocacies.
We do.
And I
Yeah.
think yun yung pinaka best thing that social media did for us. Kasi right now, yung mga causes namin for the LUMADs, during that time that nag-uumpisa pa lang yung pinagdadaanan nila, talagang no one is listening. And we were so strapped, hindi namin alam kung paano. Kami mismo sa sarili namin ang naghanap ng paraan. Nagbasa ako ng social media books para malaman ko how to get to people. Yung how to use stories that they can relate to in order for them to empathize. And that's what we did during the time of the LUMADs who were killed and yung bakwit sa Surigao and sa Haran. And yeah, now everybody knows about the LUMADs. May mga taong nagpo-follow sa amin at laging, please, wag niyo po silang bitawan. Sana po hanggang makauwi sila, nandyan po kayo. So, nakakatuwa kasi padami ng padami yung taong nagkakaroon ng pakialam.
and so more than that, siguro just us just living our lives
Yes.
ng normal through social media, nakikita ng mga tao na, ay, wala naman palang iba. Alam mo yan? Kumbaga, hindi naman pala nakakadiri ang LGBT.
Yes.
Hindi naman pala iba to sa anong relationship na meron ako. So, yun. It's also because of social media, kaya rin siguro nagkaroon ng ganung awareness. So,
Yes.
we're happy. Kumbaga nga, you just have to take the good with the bad. Talagang normal lang. Yeah.
My last question to both of you
Ay,
is
last na.
no, I have so much, but
Nag-enjoy. Uy, minsan lang yan
Hello, Maria Reza.
no, it took tremendous courage from both of you to get to here. It takes courage every day to deal with the things you deal with, right? Because you're changing perspectives, you're changing stereotypes, you're changing. Change is not easy.
Wow.
Right?
Oh yeah, not easy at all.
So, how would you describe the Philippines today, and where do you want to see it go?
Para sa akin, ang Pilipinas ngayon, hopeful. And I think nakita ko yun, and siguro kaya ganun na lang din yung clamor ng mga tao para sa pagbabago. Kasi nakita nila na posible palang magbago.
Yes.
For the longest time, kahit ako, isa na ako dun sa mga tao na wala, ito na to. Pero again, I think we're all hopeful that pwedeng may magbago. So, and years from now, I want to get there. I want to get to that change that matagal nating hinihintay. Kasi, hindi lang equality but equity. Ang mga tao ay mabigyan talaga ng mga oportunidad para buuin ang pamilya nila. Kasi hodang LGBT sila.
I don't know if gay marriage will never be.
Diba?
It'll take a while.
It will take a while, but it's gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And yung mga tao lang na talagang hindi na nila kailangan mamulot ng basura para makahanap ng pagkain.
So you said you're hopeful, but the flip side, before I come to you, Lisa, is the flip side is also the EJ case. The number of people who were being killed.
Yes.
That it's now up to 1,900 now, right? About 700. I mean, how do you look at that?
Ako para sa akin, it's actually a very touchy subject, because syempre alam din natin kung ano rin ang nagagawa ng droga sa atin.
Yes.
But at the same time, siguro ako para sa akin, simpleng-simple, GoPro. Alam mo yun, iba yung ito talaga makikita niyo kung ano nangyari.
Yeah.
Kung nanlaban talaga, kung hindi.
Sa
Diba?
police operation.
Sa police operations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang, and I
Oo.
think, diba in the States
GoPro.
naman, I mean, or
Or
something.
something
any-
cheaper. But
Yeah.
the fact that there is that, kailangan, like I said, find solutions,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
Kasi
You
pag
want
yun,
to
that's
find
it, wala na.
counter-investigation.
Kasi pag ganun, wala nang tanong-tanong.
Yeah.
Ito yung nangyari, play namin. See?
Right.
We did our job. Diba? Para wala na
Or kung
ring-
hindi mo nila ginawa
Kasi
yung
ang
trabaho nila, makikita din.
Oo, kasi ang hirap dahil, of course, itong issue na to ginagamit din ng mga ibang tao para sirain din ang
Yes.
bumabalik na tiwala din sa mga kapulisan natin. Ayun, so para sa
I
akin,
think maybe distrust of human nature more than
and siguro
ano.
kasi, Maria, aminin natin, ako for the longest time, talagang ngayon lang ulit bumabalik ang tiwala ko sa kapulisan natin dahil sa leader. Matagal nang nawala. So, syempre, ika nga parang relationship lang yan. Kumbaga, you have to, you have to earn the trust also.
Earn it.
So, especially with these things, para sa akin talaga yun lang ang sagot GoPro.
Ikaw, Lisa.
Ako, siguro I'll be more realistic. Siguro, right now, we are very much divided.
Yeah. Divided in what way?
Nandun pa kasi tayo sa, may mga bagay sa atin na pag sobrang bago at biglang-bigla, hindi tayo handa para yakapin yun. And ang nangyayari sa atin, yung resistance natin at yung fear, it projects.
Yes.
So all of these things that we're saying, all of the things that yung nagiging after effect nun are all basically projections of our fear. And the crossing that, that overcoming that fear is the challenge that I hope all Filipinos will be ready to undertake. Kasi once we cross that bridge and lahat tayo malampasan natin yung mga takot natin, I can't wait to see a unified Philippines. So I hope that we get there. And I'm still, and then it gets to that hopeful part.
Fantastic, fantastic. Your lives are an example, and now you have a stake. You're gonna make it happen.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
In your
yes.
part, right?
Oh, yes. No question. I know I will. I will work and lahat gagawin ko talaga para sa industriya itong mahal na mahal ko.
Basta wag mong kakalimutan
Buti na lang part ka ng industriya na yun.
Yung mga moments natin Ako rin
Make time for it. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for your
Maria. Thank you for
thoughts,
this.
your
Salamat din.
insights. Identity and politics, it is what pulls us together and what can tear us apart. We have two lives who have changed. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to describe what you guys have done, right? They're online, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook. Continue with the questions, live a life of tolerance and acceptance of the differences between
And
us.
love.
And love.
Love.
Always love.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Aiza
you,
Seguerra,
Maria.
Liza
Thank
Dino.
you.
Continue the
Thank you,
conversation
everyone.
online. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. I don't